we have this round that I planned to happen much earlier, but it will happen right now.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you certain photos and you will just talk to me about it. That's all. So are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll get to the photos. Who is this?
Me. Acting weird.
Who was this person?
This person is the person that is still there. Yeah.
You've been this, you're still this human.
Yeah.
When will the world get to see this weird side?
Probably never.
Really?
Yeah, probably like maybe in a movie role or something, but otherwise no.
I think it'd be a good addition to a comedy film. And I think there's going to be a resurgence of comedy now.
I think so too, and I've been told I'd be good in a comedy.
Do you?
Mom actually used to tell me
Yeah?
that I'd be good in a comedy.
Because you're real, dude. Like, do you remember that one party I met you at?
Yeah.
My first thought was, hey, I'm meeting Janhvi in a non-professional environment. And the energy you gave out was very normal. Whatever. I think that's the prerequisite to comedy because you're going to have to make fun of yourself in the process of doing
Oh,
comedy.
I make fun of myself more than I should probably.
Okay. 1 second. What was the sadness in this girl's life?
At that point, you know, it's so funny. I was always very paranoid about losing my parents, even at that age. Every time they'd go out at night for an event or they'd travel for more than a day without me, or like sometimes they'd go, even small things like they're shopping for duty free, and so I've boarded the plane with the nanny. I'd always be like, they're not going to make the flight. I don't know if they're going to come back home. I'd like wake up at night and sometimes like go into their room and check if like they were breathing. Like it was so weird. There was this weird paranoia.
You have an anxious attachment style?
I don't think so. Maybe. I wouldn't know. I don't think I'm anxiously attached to anyone right now. But yeah, there was a very significant paranoia of that.
Even at that age?
Yeah, which is ironic, I think.
Okay. Moving on. Who are you at this phase? How do you feel around your sisters?
I feel very protective. Very protective. I don't spend as much time with Shania. But whenever I do, I feel protective of her. And Khushi, though, I'm very protective of her. Like, I'll kill for her.
Have you gone through some kind of pains in this world that you'd not like your sisters to go through?
I think I'm proud of the person that I am today. And I think I'm equipped to deal with a lot of things. And in that sense, there's nothing I've gone through that I wouldn't want them to go through. The one thing, obviously, is losing mom, which we have both gone through. But I wouldn't wish that on anyone.
Will bring you all closer together?
Initially, no. Initially, it was very, like, confusing. But now, yes. Now, once we've gotten past some of the initial feelings of it, yeah. Now it has. Now I think we mother each other a lot.
How did you, like, get past loss?
I'm not past it. I think I got past the initial confusing feelings regarding the suddenness of it, the chaos after it, the grief of a presence that's not there anymore. All of these things. I don't think I'm past it, Ranveer. I think I'm just punishing myself less for trying to seek happiness in solitude without her.
Can't imagine what the scene feels like, man. Like, there's a part of me which, as a friend, just wants to say that I'm proud of you, but it's too heavy an emotion for me to even wrap my head around. So I don't know what you've been through, but the person you are, the kindness and the positive energy around you says a lot about what's in your core, despite like going through whatever you've been through.
I'd like to think that that positive energy and kindness, I think, is all her inside me.
That's a way of like remembering her also, maybe.
I think so.
What was she like to hang with?
A lot of fun. She was very funny.
Very funny?
Yeah, she was very funny. She was a kid. She was a child. Her spiritual age was like 3 or 4.
What was the biggest spiritual lesson you learned from her?
Just keep that child alive and protect it.
Maybe this sentence is a little premature, but I can see you gradually like working your way up that mountain of greatness that you're inheriting. As a friend, I see it on the outside as well. I see the lagan constantly climbing. I'm not just saying that. I think that that's a part of what is keeping you ticking and climbing as well.
Getting emotional. This is not. Okay, next.
You should be proud of yourself.
You're gonna make me cry. Really, stop. This is me and Gunjan, ma'am. This is, I think, we were it was like hot in Lucknow. It was like May, and we were shooting in a place called Thandi Park, and it was like 50 degrees.
This is the Janhvi that your friends know, you know?
This is the
Janhvi that your friends know.
Really?
Yeah. Like the smile, just the chillness.
I guess so. This is also me with a woman that I really admire.
What rubbed off in terms of character when you're playing a military legends character like that? What stayed with you?
The black and white approach to things. Either you're good or you're bad. There's no like grayness. Even in the approach to dealing with people. It's very like, I want to become an Air Force pilot. I'm good at my job. If I work hard, I'll become it. Like, I wouldn't say there's a naiveness to it, but there was a very pure sincerity, which I respect. It gave me hope. It gave me, even though our journeys were very different, hearing her story and hearing about her approach to things just confirmed or gave me the courage to stick to my path of just keep doing the work. Don't think about the result.
मेहनत करोगे सब कुछ ठीक रहेगा.
Yeah.
That's basically very dry military mentality.
Yeah.
Get the job done.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she and her father was also in the forces, so I think her conditioning and her upbringing was also like that. So even before she became an Air Force pilot, I think her upbringing itself was very black and white. या तो आप अच्छे हो या तो आप बुरे हो, या तो आप काम कर सकते हो या नहीं कर सकते, या तो आप मेहनत कर रहे हो या तो नहीं कर रहे हो.
What was her advice to you about playing an Air Force pilot?
She was very modest and very humble. She's very like, हाँ मुझे बस करना था तो कर लिया, इसमें कौन सी बड़ी बात है. And I found that to be very unique in her, that modesty.
It's kind of there in you also, a little bit.
I don't know.
But after some layers. Anyway, moving on. This guy. Thala.
Yeah.
What do you feel about Thala?
I feel he's a legend. I feel there is a godliness to him. I'm not even kidding. I've said this, I think, in like 5 interviews, but I saw him at an event recently, and Ranveer, he doesn't walk, the man glides. He was wearing like a sherwani with the shawl, and his hair was kind of long, and like his hand was like this because the shawl was here, and he was just like, there was like this serene, divine look to his face. I can't explain it.
That's what you observed as an actor?
Yeah. And at the same time, he was so chill to talk to. I feel like with his skill set, the amount of work he's put in, and the kind of output that it's shown, I think he's reached like a stage that is almost...
I'm going to say something that I believe in. This is just my theory. But they say that some of those rishis or some of those people who've already reached an elevated state of consciousness in their life, sometimes between that moment of death and rebirth,
that's when...
They have a choice of choosing the next life.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because they've accumulated that much positive karma and that much evolution that God, and this is there in a lot of cultures. Shamanism says this. There's a book about death in Hinduism called Garud Puran, which is just about all this. So I feel like, honestly, sometimes with Lionel Messi and MS Dhoni, I feel these are two divine souls reborn to teach the world calmness and excellence. That's just my opinion. That's it. That's the round. Thank you, JK.
Thank you, Ranveer.
I have complimented